there, so I remember attending the first round of her match, which was a tough match at the US Open, and then I went back home, and then I was contemplating coming back, and I wanted to witness her win because I think she has such an amazing head on her shoulders and the game, and I think she has a voice and a platform that's going to, transcend the sport.
Maria Sharapova has finally spoken out about one of the fastest rising names in women's tennis, and her words have sent a powerful message across the WTA Tour.
Maria Sharapova has finally spoken out about one of the fastest rising names in women's tennis, and her words have sent a powerful message across the WTA Tour. The former world #1 and 5-time Grand Slam champion has made it clear that she is deeply impressed by Alex Eala and what the young star represents for the future of the sport. But what Sharapova said goes far beyond just praising a talented player. According to her, Alex Eala is not just another promising athlete. She is a symbol of something much bigger, something that the tennis world has needed for a long time. Sharapova openly admitted that she has been closely watching Eala ever since her breakthrough performance at the Miami Open last year. That tournament changed everything for the young star. It was the moment when the tennis world realized that Alex Eala was no longer just a promising junior talent. She had officially arrived on the biggest stage, and Sharapova, who knows exactly what it takes to break through in a highly competitive era, immediately noticed something special. She revealed that she was incredibly impressed with the way Eala handled the spotlight during that breakthrough run. According to Sharapova, it is not easy for a young player to suddenly receive global attention and expectations. The pressure can easily overwhelm even experienced athletes, but Eala managed to stay composed, focused, and professional throughout the entire experience. Sharapova even admitted that she was quietly rooting for Eala during key matches. She said she wanted Alex Eala to win her opening match at the US Open, and that she was genuinely hoping to see the young star succeed. For Sharapova, this was not just about tennis results. In her eyes, Eala represents something deeply meaningful for the sport. She emphasized that Alex Eala is representing Asia in a way that inspires millions of people who may have never felt represented in professional tennis before. Sharapova pointed out that tennis has historically been dominated by players from Europe and North America. While the sport has grown globally, Asian representation at the very top level of women's tennis has still been relatively rare. That is why Sharapova believes Eala's rise is so important. According to her, Eala is not just building a career for herself. She is opening doors for an entire generation of young players across Asia who now believe that they can also compete at the highest level. Sharapova went even further by saying that Alex Eala is not simply a talented competitor, but an emerging icon for Asian tennis.
These are so special, but if you treat them too high, and you treat the tough moments as a really big low in your career, it's hard to find that happy medium, and I think that's what that sweet spot is.
And for someone like Sharapova to say that carries a lot of weight. Throughout her own career, Sharapova experienced the pressure of representing a region and a culture on the global stage. She understands what it means when millions of people see themselves reflected in an athlete's journey. One of the things that impressed Sharapova the most about Eala is her mentality. She explained that being a great tennis player is not just about winning matches. Anyone can look confident when everything is going their way. The real test of a champion is how they respond to adversity. According to Sharapova, Alex Eala has already shown that she possesses that rare mental strength. She pointed out that Eala does not just celebrate her victories with maturity. She also handles defeats in a very impressive way. Sharapova made it clear that the ability to process losses without letting them destroy your confidence is one of the most important qualities in professional tennis. The tour is long, the competition is relentless, and even the greatest players lose matches regularly. If a player cannot emotionally recover from those setbacks, their career can quickly spiral. But Eala, according to Sharapova, seems to understand this balance extremely well. She keeps her head high after losses and never lets one defeat define her. At the same time, she does not become overly emotional or distracted when she wins big matches. Sharapova described this emotional control as one of the most valuable traits a young player can develop. In her words, Eala is managing her mentality with the maturity of someone far beyond her years. What makes this story even more special is that the respect between these two players goes both ways. Alex Eala has openly spoken many times about how Maria Sharapova was one of her biggest inspirations growing up. Like millions of young tennis players around the world, Eala watched Sharapova dominate the sport during her prime years. From winning Wimbledon as a teenager to building one of the most recognizable careers in tennis history, Sharapova's journey left a powerful impression on the next generation.
These are so special, but if you treat them too high, and you treat the tough moments as a really big low in your career, it's hard to find that happy medium, and I think that's what that sweet spot is.
Eala has said that she would love to follow a similar career trajectory, learning from the experiences of players who succeeded before her. And it appears that Sharapova has been more than willing to share those insights. In fact, Sharapova has quietly supported Alex Eala's development since her junior career. Long before the Miami Open breakthrough brought Eala into the global spotlight, Sharapova had already recognized the potential she possessed. According to people close to the situation, Sharapova has offered guidance and advice to Eala throughout different stages of her career. That mentorship has likely played a role in helping the young star navigate the pressures that come with rising quickly on the WTA Tour. And with someone like Sharapova supporting her journey, many fans believe that Eala's future in the sport could be extremely bright. But Sharapova is not the only tennis legend who has taken notice of Alex Eala's rise. Novak Djokovic, widely considered one of the greatest players in tennis history, has also reportedly shown strong admiration for the young star. His reaction after Eala's elimination from Indian Wells revealed a lot about how respected she has become within the tennis community. Instead of focusing on the disappointment of her loss, Djokovic reportedly paid attention to something else entirely. He was impressed by what Eala did immediately after the match ended. Djokovic reportedly said that Alex Eala is great to watch on television, but even better to watch in person. Coming from someone who has against the greatest players of multiple generations, that statement carries enormous significance. He described her as an incredible athlete who is carving out her place in the WTA for all the right reasons. Not because of controversy, not because of media hype, but because of genuine talent, dedication, and hard work. Another WTA star who recently spoke up in support of Eala is Jessica Pegula. The American player made it clear that one tough loss should never be used to judge a young athlete's entire career. After Ayala's round of 16 exit at Indian Wells, Pegula reportedly emphasized that a single match does not define who a player is or what they are capable of achieving in the future. Pegula pointed out that Eala has already shown tremendous potential and that her journey is only beginning. According to her, the tennis world should focus on the bigger picture rather than obsessing over individual results.
Generation.
There's any current players or past players on the women's side that you particularly looked up to in terms of your game style, like you're wanting to kind of emulate them on the court?
Definitely. Growing up, my absolute favorite was Maria Sharapova. I guess I loved.
She even mentioned that she would love to have Eala appear on her podcast so they could talk about the energy and attention she is bringing to women's tennis right now. That kind of influence matters far beyond individual matches or rankings. It helps grow the sport, inspire young athletes, and keep the global tennis community engaged. And when you look at everything happening around Alex Eala right now, one thing becomes clear. The praise she is receiving is not random hype. It is coming from some of the most respected names in the entire sport. Maria Sharapova sees a future icon who represents Asia on the global stage. Novak Djokovic sees a disciplined athlete with the mentality of a champion. Jessica Pegula sees a player whose presence is energizing the entire WTA Tour. When legends and top players begin speaking about someone in that way, it usually means one thing. The tennis world is witnessing the rise of a very special talent. Alex Eala still has a long journey ahead of her. There will be victories, losses, and many lessons along the way. But if the support and respect she is already receiving from tennis icons are any indication, her story might just be getting started. And if Sharapova's prediction is correct, the WTA Tour may soon be watching an Asian superstar step fully into the spotlight.